Hello everyone, my name is Fleur and today for half an hour I would like to do with you some chest openers. So we go into our shoulders, our middle back, lower back and into the front of our hips amongst others. So when you're ready, please come to a comfortable seated position. Use this practice to explore your range today in a kind and gentle way. My backbend practice is always a little bit challenging for me, especially since I've had a baby, so my lower back always feels a little bit blocked and I really need to work with my breath to access this area. Please try not to push and treat it in a way as if you're giving yourself some energy through your heart. Bring your hands onto your thighs and lengthen through the spine, so find a nice tall seat, closing your eyes gently, closing your mouth, and then just breathe. Start by really placing your awareness to your breath. With each inhale, allow your spine to lengthen. With each exhale, allow any tension in the neck and shoulders to soften away from your body. Breathe in a way that you fully feel breathed by your breath, not forcing it, not pushing the breath, just allowing the breath to fully become something wonderful for your body. Arrive with each breath in your yogic space. Just a few more breaths, really being with your breath. And then place the hands to your heart center. Set an intention for your practice today. Coming from your heart space, maybe send out some love or some loving care to someone who needs it. Maybe even someone who you don't love, who you have challenges with, so that you connect your heart space to theirs in your mind. Making your heart space a bit more open. And then take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Blink your eyes open and just bring your fingertips onto your shoulders. Start to lift up, elbows and down. So little rotations into your shoulder. Lifting elbows really high. Try to go into the whole range of motion for your arms. And then change direction. If at any point you always want to do the exercise a little bit longer, you can always pause the video and do them as long as you like. Good. And then reaching your arms up, take a nice long stretch. Interlace the hands and push up through the palms of the hand. Take 5 breaths here. Lifting up through the heels of your hands. Don't let the thumbs come apart or any other fingers. So try to really squeeze the fingers together. Draw your ribs in, belly in. Try and lengthen from your armpits. And release the arms. Bring the arms out to the side. Bring your left hand down and take a little stretch. Relax your left shoulder. And reach up and over to the other side. Again, relax the left shoulder, maybe bend the elbow towards your hip. And over again. And again. Breathing slowly. One more time. And last one. And then coming back up. Good. Remove the block and then come into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, find the neutral position. On your inhale, open up the chest. On your exhale, tuck the tailbone round through the spine. Do a few more. Inhaling, open the chest, try to activate your back muscles. Squeeze the belly in, exhaling round. And one more, inhaling to open. And exhaling to round. Now is a bit where I realized I should have said at the beginning of the class, I can't start again, that you take a strap or a towel, or you can just do it with maybe a belt. And we're going to, please pause the video and get it. It's me today, but I'm prepared. Bring your arms forward. Hold the strap nice and wide, so as wide as your arms and the shoulders a little bit wider because you probably need a bit more space. And then from here, lift up the arms, lift up your hips, and then reach the arms back and come down. Behind you. Inhale, lift up the arms, stretch the arms, try not to bend the arms, and then coming back down onto the heels. And again, breathing in, lift up, squeeze the glutes a little bit, exhale, reach the arms up and over towards the hips, and then again, reach them up and over and sit back down. 3 more. You can maybe arrange the lengths a little bit shorter if you need, or a bit wider, so that you feel when you lift up, the arms lift them up towards the shoulders, so the ears, shoulders to the ears, and then again, reaching up nice and high and coming back down. 2 more. Breathing in, lift, and all the way up and over. And last one, lifting up. Good. Breathe. And then hold it at the tightest point. So hold it where it's a really nice stretch across the chest. Try to draw in through the belly button. Lengthen your chest up. Lift it up, extending the chest. Ribs draw a little bit in so you're not just collapsing into the lower back. And then bring the arms back down and sit down. Remove your strap, that's that. And then bring the arms forward and take a nice long stretch through the upper body. So palms on the floor, hips are over your knees, and you can bring the forehead to the floor, or you can bring your chin to the floor if that's available. Try and keep the arms straight. If this is intense for your arms still, then you can bend one elbow at a time. Just take a little stretch on either arm. Do it the other side. And then from here, starting to walk your hands back towards your face. Come back into your tabletop position. From here, tuck your toes, working a little bit into our core before we move on. Pressing into the hands. Collapse the shoulders just once and then push the floor away. So you really activate through the shoulders and the arms. Tuck the toes and then lift your knees off the floor and hold it here for 5 breaths. So nice, strong in your arms, long in your head, so not collapsing the head and also not looking forward. Hold it here using your Ujjayi breath going in through the belly button. Feeling your core engaged, that whole sensation of the strength that you have here. And then bring the knees back down. Try and maintain that energy in your core. Bring the hands slightly forward and then lift up the hips into your first downward dog. Start to walk out through the heels. So a little paddling through the feet. Get rid of this. So from here, once you're ready with your paddling, little paddles, bring your big toes together, touching. And then lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, bend your right knee, and try to reach the right heel towards the left buttock without bending your left elbow. So keep your arms strong. Push the front of the mat away and keep looking towards your left foot. On your exhale, bring the knee forward around through the spine and try to touch your nose to your knee. Yes. Inhale, bring the leg back up. Lift up the knee, squeeze your right glute. And then step the right foot forward between your hands. Stay high in your back heel. Lift up your arms into high lunge. Now squeeze your left glute. Relax your shoulders. Tuck the tailbone slightly under. So you're nice and high in the chest. On your exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers again. Take a breath and straighten the front leg, open the chest, and on your exhale, bend it again and reach the arms away from the buttocks. Drop your chin to the chest. Feel a little stretch in the back of your neck. Inhaling, release the arms, back up into your high lunge. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Step back into high plank. One chaturanga, belly in, chest forward, bending your elbows or bring your knees down to support yourself. Point your toes, open the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back into downward dog. Other side, bring the toes together, touching, lift up left leg. Breathing in, bend your left knee, reach your left heel to the right buttock. Pushing again the front of the mat away. Head is relaxed and soft, belly in, squeeze left. Glute, exhale, bring your knee forward to the nose. Round the shoulders, try and touch your knee to the nose. Inhale, bring the leg back up. Again, squeezing the knee up. Try to stack the left hip over the right. Exhale, bring the left foot forward between the hands. Come into high lunge. Find the balance. Breathe in. Keep the left leg very active. Activate your right glute. Shoulders are relaxed. Draw the ribs slightly in. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers and try and change the clasp of your hands. Breathing in, lift the chest. Exhale, drop your chin to the chest. Move your hands away from the buttocks. Hold it there with a breath. Moving smoothly through your body. Inhaling, release the hands down. Arms up, Exhaling, hands down to the floor. Step back into your high plank again. Exhaling, begin your descent. Chaturanga or knees down to support yourself. Inhaling, open the chest into your upward dog if you like, or your low cobra. Get your knees off the floor, roll the shoulders back so you're not in this position. This is just collapsing in the back, so you want to have the hands on the shoulders. So this would be your upward dog, otherwise stay low, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. Push back into downward facing dog. Walk out a little bit through the feet again. Good. And let's come to second round. Bring your right leg up again into the sky. Breathe in, point the toes, bend your right knee again. Again, reach the hip up. Try to now look under the right armpit and let go of the right hand, stepping your right foot behind you. Lift up your right hand and then lift up through the hips. Pressing into your left hand. Take a nice open chest into a wild thing. And then bring your right hand back down. Rotate back onto left foot. Lift up right leg into the sky. And then step your right foot forward between your hands. Come back into your high lunge. Inhaling, arms up. This time, bring your knee down, bring the left knee down, untuck the back toes. Arms come up, breathing in. Look up towards the hands. Try to draw your hips forward. Look into the space of the hands. Exhaling, bring the hands back behind you, press into the right foot. Inhaling, come back up. Squeeze the left glute. Interlace the hands, this time so that you can see your palms in front of you. And on the exhale, reach the arms forward. As if you want to pull the hands apart, but you're dropping your chin to the chest, drawing the hips forward. It's a little bit as if you're giving someone a present, but tucking your tailbone. You want to reach the arms forward and try to pull them apart. So you should feel this in the middle of your shoulder blades. Inhale, release, reach your arms back up. Exhaling, hands to the floor. Step back into your high plank. One chaturanga. Bend the elbows. Lift up into your low cobra or your upward dog, or low cobra. Pointing the toes. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Big toes touch again. Lift your left leg into the sky. Breathe in. And then bending your left knee. Again, you can stay here or start to reach the left heel. Again, up, and start to rotate. Turning, letting go of your left hand and step your left foot behind you. Left knee's bent, right leg straight. Reach up through your left arm to your wild thing, pressing down into your right hand. And then coming back, bringing the left hand back to the floor. Lift up your left leg into the sky. Exhaling, the left foot steps forward between the hands. High lunge, breathing in, reaching your arms up. exhale, slowly bring your right knee down to the floor. Untuck the back toes. Inhale. Do again. Activate your glutes. Lift up the chest. Look into the space between the hands. Open the heart. Exhaling. Bring your hands in front of you. Interlace the hands. Palms are facing you. And breathe in. On your exhale, reach the arms forward. Try to draw the right hip towards the front. Pull your hands apart, keeping the arms straight. Breathing in. Exhaling. Inhale. Release the arms, bring the arms back up. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Tuck your right toes. Step back into high plank. Open the chest. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, lift the chest. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Good. Stay here, 3 breaths, walking out through the heels. Shake out a little bit through the head. And then from here, bringing your knees down towards the floor. Good. Bring the hands back into a tabletop position. Good. And then from here, taking another little activation into our glutes and into the core. Press into the hands again. Take another little collapse on the shoulders and then push into the floor. So again, have the activation of pushing through the hands into the ground. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off the floor. Take a breath in. On your exhale, straighten your right leg behind you. Now if it's challenging, you can keep the right foot on the floor and just holding it here for 3 breaths, or reach the right heel away from you. Try and squeeze your glute. Long neck. Belly in. Try to really lengthen through the right heel. It's not about how high you go, but you should feel how strong your glute is working to keep the leg level to the floor. And bring the right foot down, change over to the other side. Lengthen the left leg away from you. Again, either slightly on the floor. Don't collapse in the shoulders. Press into the floor. Lengthen the left leg away. Hold it. Hovering here, belly in. Push the floor away. And bring the left foot down. Bring the knees down. Untuck the toes. Whew, that's warm. Making me warm. Bring the head on the floor and reach your arms nice and long forward. Take your hips into a little wriggle. Well done. A little bit more to go. From here, bringing yourself back into downward dog. If you like, you can do a vinyasa. Let's do it. Or you can just stay in your downward dog. Roll yourself forward into a plank. If you're doing the vinyasa, chaturanga into your upward dog, lifting the chest. Or low cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Bring the big toes together, touching. Lift your right leg up into the sky. On your exhale, bring your right knee to the nose. Squeeze it in. Then bring your right knee to the right wrist. Lengthen your left leg away. Take a little wriggle into your hip. Just feeling into the hips here. Little wriggle. And then from here, bring your right hand just in front of your right knee and lengthen your left leg back and see if you can grab your left foot. Don't worry if not. You can just lengthen the chest up. Maybe pressing into the right leg and roll the left shoulder back. If you have your left foot, try to draw the foot towards your left hip. Staying here. If this is too low for you, take maybe a book or a cushion and place it underneath your right hip. Where's my cushion? Or my block. So you have a little bit of height here, and that will give you a little bit more support. Draw the foot towards your hip. Stay here for a few breaths. If you're feeling comfortable with it, you can try to bring the hand down towards your shin and bring the foot, the toes, into your elbow crease. Maybe making Jyan Mudra with your fingers. If you find the balance, maybe reach your right arm forward, or you can reach the arm over the head and try to grab your fingertips of the left hand. And release. Wherever you work, see it as something to work towards, not something you have to get into. Take a little wriggle into your hips again for your swan, and then lie forward, maybe resting your forehead on your hands, elbows out to the side. Make sure you're finding the right position for your hips so you're not collapsing to the right side. Maybe again you have something underneath the right hip. Taking a few breaths in your sleeping swan. And then slowly release. Press the hands into the floor, tuck the left toes under, bring the left knee forward, and come back to your tabletop position. Good, other side. Bringing the hands again underneath your shoulders. Good, and then lift up into downward facing dog. Again, you can do a vinyasa if you like. So inhaling, rolling forward, open the chest, activate your core. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling into upward dog. Roll the shoulders back, nice and long through the neck. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Feet together, big toes touching. Lift up the left leg into the sky, then bend your knee, reach the knee up. Exhaling, knee forward towards the nose. Hold it there, squeeze it in. Lift the leg back up into the sky. And then bring the left knee forward to the left wrist. Finding again your little swan, tucking the right toes under, draw them back. Lift the chest for a moment, open the heart, keep engaging the core. You can again stay here, you can again place something underneath your left hip. Try to roll that right hip forward. Or see if you can bring the hand on the floor, reach either backwards or bend your right knee, holding your right foot or ankle. Again, use your strap maybe if that's easier, and then push the foot down by bending the elbow towards the right hip. Holding it there. Again, if you can reach the elbow into the foot, lifting yourself up a bit. Finding any variation that feels interesting to you, or where you feel something. Breathing into the spaces which give you space and a sensation that you're working with your body, not into something that feels like you're gripping or pushing. So I just let go, because I felt this side was a little bit more tight. Today this is doing me better. And then release the leg. Good. Find again the best position for your pigeon, so maybe bring that left foot slightly further forward. And then breathe in and exhaling, starting to come towards the floor, maybe with the elbows bent forward on the floor, or on your hands, or arms forward if that feels nice. Give your weight to the floor and breathe softly. And one more breath here. And you can side out if you like. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Push the floor away, tuck the toes. Bring the knee back, left knee back. Come into a high plank or back to downward dog. Or rest if you want, bend your elbows. Chaturanga. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Walk out through the downward dog. A little bend here. And then bring your knees into the middle of your mat. Maybe pad your mat, or maybe roll it over so that you have a little bit of padding, or you can take a towel. Something a bit nicer with padding under the knees. And from here we're going to come into camel. So bring your hands onto your lower back with the fingers pointing down. You can always stay at one point, so you don't have to go any further if you feel it's too much for you. Lift up the hips. Keep the toes tucked. That might be uncomfortable for your toes, but it's actually really good for the toes as well. And it also gives you a little bit more height to work with. And then draw the hips forward. So again, you feel that you want to open up the front of the hips. You don't want to sort of be here. You want to draw the hips forward. Imagine you're pushing the hips forward into the wall. Roll your shoulders back, and then lift up your chest. Keep your chin still tucked if that feels okay, and imagine that someone's pulling up the middle of your collarbone up towards the ceiling. So you want to open up from the back here. If you feel you're compressing into the lower back, so sort of slouching into this, try to bring your hands with the thumbs underneath your lower ribs, and imagine you want to pull them up, as if you're pulling your chest up. This can also be quite nice to do. And then from here, find the right way. Lift up the chest and breathe. Just 3 breaths. Keep active in your legs.
Draw the hips forward. If it feels okay, you can drop the head back. And then slowly coming back up.
Go take a little rest. Maybe sit back onto your heels for a moment, relax the arms. We're going to go again. This time we're going to try to bring one hand to the heel, reaching the other arm 3 times, a little circle with your arms, and then the other side. So here we go. Breathing in, lift up your hips, hands back onto your lower back. Again, finding the length through the spine first, and then drawing the hips forward. And see if you can reach back with your fingertips towards your right heel. If you've got your fingertips, good. If it's too much, just keep your hands onto your hips, and you can do the same movement, just rotating the arm. If you've got the floor, start to lift your left arm up. 3 circles, nice and wide. Breathing in 2. Find the range of motion and breathing in 3. Stretching out. Bring the hand back onto the lower back, lift back up. And let's go to the other side straight away, or take a little rest if you need to. Left hand onto the left heel, reaching the left arm all the way over your face and down. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. And if you now feel open, you can bring the hands both onto the heels or back onto your back,
and then draw the hips forward, open the chest.
And draw the chin in, slowly come back, bring one hand and the other onto your back and sit back. Come into your child's pose for a moment, bring the forehead onto the floor, maybe give your hips a little wriggle, and then bring the arms alongside of your body. Take a little rest of 2 or 3 breaths. Connect again to your Ujjayi breath if you've lost it. Sometimes in the back bends the breathing, not sometimes, it is slightly restricted, so you want to always find your breath when you're struggling, so that in the end our practice is like a smooth breathing journey. Okay, and then from here, placing hands underneath your shoulders, straighten out your mat. I'm just going to come to a little forearm plank to work into our core. Bring your hands on the floor, palms flat, elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, and then draw the heels away from you. Squeeze your glutes, draw the belly button in, and hold for 5 breaths, your low plank. Keep pulling the navel inwards, neck is long. Try to lower the hips a little bit. If you feel they're too high, you're not really feeling it, so hips down, legs squeezing together. And slowly release. Bring your knees down, roll yourself onto your belly. And then coming into our Shalabhasanas, bringing your fingertips next to your hips, point your toes, squeeze the legs behind you, lift the shoulders away from the floor, roll the shoulder blades down, keep the chin tucked, and then lift up arms and legs away from the floor. Lift the hands, palms facing down, squeeze your little finger towards the hips, and start little taps with your little finger towards your hips, like a flapping bird, squeezing your triceps into your ribs. Keep with every breath, nice and long through the spine. 2 more breaths, flapping your little wings. Should start to feel it in the inner arms. And release. Good. Rest your foot on the ground. Take a little wriggle. Well done. And then from here, just interlace the hands behind your head and your back. Lift the chest, and again, lift up arms and legs, squeezing the arms away from your buttocks. Legs away, nice and high. And slowly release. Good. Release the arms either side of your body. Taking a little wiggle, and the last one we're going to do is going to be our bird's nest. Point your toes behind you, reach for your feet, hold your ankles or your feet, side of the feet. Draw your chin in, start to just lift your chest, move the shoulders back and down, kick into your feet and hold it here. You can bring your hands a little further down towards your shins if you like. Reach up the chest. This is always my nemesis. And lift up, and if you like, you can rock a little bit forward and back, forward and back. Stay breathing deeply, so don't try to have a short, raggedy breath. I do because I'm talking at the same time, as showing you. Makes it a bit harder. Use your back muscles, kicking into the feet. One more deep breath here. And release. Well done. And then bending the knees and just let them flop side to side. Little shakes here. And from here, when you're ready, release the legs. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Roll yourself back up into a tabletop position. Let's come to a little gentle twist. Reaching your right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, breath, and then bring the arm through the gap. And then just let the arm lie on the side. Maybe your left arm can lengthen forward. You can stay here. Or you can tuck the left toes under and just take a little bit of a long left leg. A little bit of a deeper twist. Be mindful this one can sort of turn into a little panda bear, so we roll over like a panda bear. And slowly coming back down, bring the left knee down if it was straight. Bring the left hand in front of your face, push the floor away. Come to the other side. From your tabletop, bring the left arm up, breathing in. And exhale, slide the left arm through the gap, bending right elbow, finding again that nice twist. Maybe bringing right arm forward. Breathe, or maybe tucking right leg and straightening out through the leg. So you can lean a little bit more into that left shoulder. One more breath here. And then bringing the right knee down. Bring right hand in front of your face, push the floor away. Good. One more work for our core. So just to activate our core, bring the hands right underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes under, push the floor away, come into a nice plank, squeeze your glutes, and push the floor down as if you want to make an imprint into your hands on your mat. Belly in, lower your hips a little bit and draw the chest forward. So you're not in a sort of half downward dog. You want to really find a nice plank position. Breathe and draw the navel even further and really try to get the navel towards your spine. You can see I'm shaking a bit. Well done, and then bring your knees down. Take a breath in and sit back into your child's pose. Give your hips again a little wiggle. Really good. Feel your heartbeat. And we're going to come to one last vinyasa. Back into your plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into upward dog, open the chest. So it feels a bit better. Exhale back to downward dog. Walking out through the feet. And then walk your feet through to seated. Bring the soles of your feet together for a moment. Holding your feet, take a breath in. And then exhale slowly, starting to fold forward. Releasing now the lower back. Let your head become soft, maybe your elbows. Press a little bit into the thighs. At least 5 breaths here, nice and slowly. Feeling how your back slowly relaxes. And slowly coming back up. Good. And then to close, coming onto your back, straighten out your legs, roll yourself slowly down onto the mat, bringing your arms by the side or on your heart or on your belly. Let the whole body now relax into the floor. Slow, soft breath. Letting the arms become heavy. The torso and your legs. And if you want to lie here for a little bit longer, you can just pause the video and stay here for as long as you like. Otherwise, I'm gently going to guide you back now. Taking a deep breath in, feeling how the breath can re-energize you now. And the exhale, you can maybe open the mouth and sigh it out. And then bringing your feet together, breathe and reach your arms over the head. Stretch yourself out, make yourself nice and long like an arrow, really squeezing everything together. And exhale again. Let everything soften. And slowly stepping now one feet and another in. And roll yourself over to one side. Lie there for a moment on the floor. And then pushing the floor away with your top hand, straightening out the top leg, coming back up to seated. Finding a comfortable seat again for yourself, resting your hands on your thighs. Sit nice and tall, closing your eyes. Relaxing again your shoulders away from the ears. Feeling your heart space. And then bringing your hands to your heart center. Send again a little thought of love out to the world and to yourself for practicing. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. And again release the breath. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste everyone. I hope you had fun practicing with me. Please follow me on social media. Any comments or questions I'm very happy about, and still learning. Okay, take